So, you know what I was thinking these days?
Food,
I mean, that's a daily occurrence.
gym,
That's also daily occurrence.
karaoke.
That's also daily occurrence.
I have no idea.
Photosynthesis, yeah. Yeah, just kidding. I was thinking about feminism. Like, yeah, because look at me.
Yeah.
I'm the spitting image of what feminist looks like, you know?
I mean, you do look like a butch lesbian.
Exactly. Built differently. Not intelligent design, it's just the design. But what I was thinking, I was reminiscing about all the feminist talks I've read and all the arguments I've heard over the years, and I noticed a pattern. Like, whenever someone, like a participant in a discussion or a debate or whatever, asks like a feminist, what do you imagine the ideal world to look like? Like politically, socially, economic, all of that. And the arguments they always give are in relation to men. And that struck me as strange. Why is that? And they're like, as you said, oh, it's actually because of the patriarchy, yada yada yada. But
Had to lower the
that's
voice.
just that's just an excuse. Like, if you ask me to imagine an ideal world at this moment, I wouldn't imagine in relation to anything else. I just give the specifics, like, okay, it'd be like this, it'd be like this would happen like this would happen like this. Whenever you ask a feminist the same question, it's actually, well, men have to have less control over this. Men have to have change the mentality in regards to this. This needs to be instituted for women. It's like, okay, but can you present an idea without these constraints of male and female? And that's my issue that's bugging me.
We both know that we support equal rights,
Yeah.
right?
And equal lefts. Sorry, I had to get a bad joke out of my system.
Equal rights, equal fight. No, I'm joking.
Jump!
The thing is,
World star!
the thing is, modern feminism in the Western countries is total bullshit.
Yeah.
Makes zero fucking sense. Feminism in Muslim countries should be a thing.
Yeah.
It should be a thing because there's no equal rights. In most Western world countries, everyone, no matter your race, gender, whatever, you have the same rights by law,
Yeah.
by the constitution of your country. What the fuck is fourth and fifth wave feminism? Why the fuck does it exist when the fucking founders are laundering so much money? Their only reason they make the movement is to launder money.
Yep.
Funny thing, most of the fifth wave feminist rallies in the past 5 years were organized by men. But going back to the point, I totally agree with you. I almost swallowed my snooze.
No.
They are living in this world. They think it's a bubble, and they only claim it's the patriarchy that's the root of all the problems. The patriarchy hasn't existed in the past at least 50 years. Ever since everyone had the right to vote, the patriarchy is gone. That's not what patriarchy means. Like, we live in a democratic world where, yes, most leaders are men, but that is not a patriarchy. Most people don't know the fucking definitions.
Yeah.
And the problem I have,
Also, pardon, continue.
the problem I have is that when I was in Norway, I watched the whole season of The Island with Bear Grylls, season 2, where one island is men, one island is women, just because people were being like, oh, in the first season, if it was women, they would have done so much better because of the patriarchy, blah, 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 like it was feminists. And then when the season ends, there's a short video of it, like 30 minutes, you can watch the highlights. to see all the cool parts that happen. Then, do you know what feminists say? Oh, but this just shows bad light on women, this shouldn't exist, this is still sexist. Like, how can you be sexist when you're showing what the female society is doing on one island and the male society is doing on the other island? How is that sexist? It just shows the truth. And in the short video I mentioned, there is a perfect description between men and women being equal, not by law, not by rights. It means by strength and everything, like biology. They're not equal. Men and women will never be equal. They're both necessities. And the guy makes a comparison. Food and water are not equal, but they're necessities. Most feminists do not understand that. There's things that you need men for. There's things you need women for. You cannot blame your whole your whole perception of the world being imperfect on one single thing. There's horrible men, there's horrible women. We should fix the horribleness. Not men, not women. The horribleness. We should root out the core of the problem. Not only one side of the problem. Does that make any sense? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm making sense. So I have to I have to get a second opinion. Like, I don't know. I fucking hate fifth wave feminism. I'm all for equality. I love first, second, and third wave feminism. Fourth and fifth, you can go fuck yourselves.
Okay. I had like 3 points in like in the middle of the discussion that came up. Let's see if I remember all of them. First is going to be the reaction to what you said about the patriarchy. Like, I'm a bit more loose with it, because you're considering it in a political sense. Yeah, as soon as like women got the vote, it got eradicated in a political sense. In a social sense, not exactly, because in a social sense, it also dictates our mentality and how we're used to thinking. But here's the thing. In the last decade, I'd say, even that was completely eradicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Where nowadays, I find it hard to like notice a prevailing spirit of like traditional gender norms.
There are none.
Like, women are confused, men are confused if they still exist, and all the different genders are also confused. Like, there's no patriarchal mentality prevalent in society anymore. Okay, that's the one point. The second point. Recently, feminists has had a lot of fumbles in the world of like literature. Two events particularly made me laugh in the past couple of days.
I know where
One
this
of
is
them
going.
was no. One of them was
Iceland?
no, not Iceland. In Spain, a book was released and quickly became a bestseller.
Yeah.
The basic topic of the book is how to be more submissive towards your husband and to be a better wife. And feminists absolutely hate it.
Yep.
Like, just as a concept. And it's really weird because they hate an idea. Like, I find any movement sketchy that hates a particular kind of idea. Like, I guess that, I know that's a core part of the ideology.
Every movement.
Yeah, that's a core part of the ideology, they hate a movement.
You fucking centrist.
Yeah, no, I know it. Damn, get stoned. But yeah. And I forgot the third point.
Sorry, dude.
Oh yeah, no. I didn't finish the second
Yeah,
point.
you did.
Yeah, then.
You said two things.
Yeah. Another book that I also found out about recently that was released. 1984, Julia. You know what that is?
No, 1984 and okay, but Julia?
You know 1984 by...
Yes.
Yeah, right? Well, Julia was the girlfriend of Winston. Julia, the book, is actually 1984 rewritten from Julia's perspective, where she is placed as a protagonist.
Okay.
And you know what's the irony? And quite literally, the first couple of chapters of 1984, Orwell talks about the Ministry of Love.
Yeah.
And how the whole point of Ministry of Love is to rewrite books and history every moment, every second, every day to fit the current ideological narrative. That's exactly what the book is. You took 1984, which was the most anti-ideology book ever, you painted ideology on it. You didn't even see the irony of it. Like through the entire process of writing it, of going through the publishing process, of promoting it, you did not at one point see the irony of it.
Honestly, hearing this, my depression, it just went up 3 levels, I think.
Yep.
Ah, boy. Fucking feminist. And do you remember your third point?
Nope.
Well, then I have something to add.
At least I feel better now that I read it.
I have something to add. To me, it's funny with the protest in Iceland or Greenland. I think it was Iceland.
Oh, Iceland.
Yeah, where all the women went to protest.
Yeah, like 100,000 people, which is like a third of the population.
No change.
Yep.
No change. And don't get me wrong.
There's even a joke. Official statistic came out like HR departments were empty and received less complaints, and apparently one of the CEOs of a local company said, "It feels nice to finally get some shit done around here."
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
That is. Whew.
I'm sure if all the men in Iceland went to protest and only the women worked, it's still not gonna change anything. Because that's how the system works.
Yeah.
As long as there's one willing worker, doesn't matter the gender, doesn't matter the age, shit is gonna get done.
Yeah.
And that just proves that there is no such thing as a patriarchy. There is a thing called capitalism. We need to go to one place that hasn't been conquered, occupied, molested by capitalism.
Spice!
No, but
God, that's still true.
the thing is, today the problem is not patriarchy, it's not matriarchy. The problem is capitalism. In the Western world, you have the equal rights. You have the equal rights to suffer. And everyone who's in the middle, lower, poor, whatever bracket, you suffer.
But why?
You fucking suffer. Yeah, exactly. But why?
Good song, good song.
Amazing song. But most people are so fixated on their political parties, on their ideologies, on their agendas, that they do not see the real problem. Exactly what you said with fucking Julia. How can you be so oblivious to the literally the first problem, the only problem that can abolish the whole gender pay gap, which doesn't exist, but whatever. I'm threatened by the patriarchy. You're not threatened by the patriarchy. You're threatened by corporations that you're willingly funding. You're literally funding the same corporations that are killing us. But again, the feminists of the new waves, they just want their money.
Yep.
And what sells more than hate? Nothing.
Bread? Fair. I can live without bread, but I can't live without hate.
Right? Like, the easiest way to sell something is through hate, through promoting hate. We've had a very important event in history that started with that. And it hasn't stopped. 90 years, still hasn't fucking stopped.
Yep.
But that's all I have to say, because I'm tired of ranting for the day.
We're good.
I'm tired of ranting for the day. But let us know what you think. Are you a feminist? Why? We'll see you next time. Peace.